Good morning. Happy Monday. Let me move the mic a little bit closer. I think everything should be good. My wife is listening to some things downstairs, so hopefully that's not coming through in a microphone, but if it is, let me know and I'll try to adjust the settings to see if we can fix that. And yep, I think everything is good from a setup perspective. Let's take a look at where we are. So what we got last time was the create account working. So if I come in here and I do something like, okay, b.com, give it a display name of like hello and a password, and the email's already been taken, it actually displays that error and highlights the one that's not good. But of course, if this is okay, like comma, I can create the account and then it will actually say that I'm logged in as hello. So that's all good. Now I want to switch on to testing this so that way we can, well, I mean, there's a variety of reasons to be able to test this. But one of the biggest problems that I have is that the database is being filled up. And because we're using Postgres on the server side, I wanted to reset the database, or at least have an easy way to do that. One obviously really easy way to do that is just to run the migrations again, like force them to run from the beginning, which will empty the database out. Having a script do that might be nicer, but I guess like we could start from empty for right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Maybe it'd be nice if we can like actually go in and take a look at what is in the database. So, I don't even remember what I think it's like, I'm gonna vagrant SSH in, and then PSQL won't work as this user. I think the database's username is Homestead. So capital U Homestead. I forget. I forget how to force it to use a username, to ask for the username. Capital W. Okay, so capital W, the password, it doesn't like that. So I think the user is Homestead. I remember setting this up at one point in time, and then I forget what I did for it. And I think I did it for my work database, so it was on a different computer too. I'll have to go and take a look at that later. That was not what I wanted to do. Command L is a dangerous command. Not really, I just locked my screen. Okay, so this is unfortunately not going to help me very much right now because I need to go research and figure out like what the proper username and password is for Postgres inside of Vagrant in a Homestead sort of container. That way I can go in and reset it. Or I can, I guess it would be in here. We'll cd into code project.da holder, and we can run PHP artisan and take a look at what the commands are. And we want migrate fresh. And so now we shouldn't have any users in the database whatsoever, which is fine. Because now I want to install Cypress for our tests. So npm install into not development. Is it development? Well, let's get this running first. No, remind me later. Cypress is usually a pretty long install because not only does it have to install the code, it then has to install all of the, like its own dependencies and everything else, which does take, it's fairly heavy. Dev dependencies, that's what I was thinking of. So it's gonna sit here. Once it installs, it'll put that in here. And then I'll be able to run Cypress open and develop the test using its GUI. Once I have that done, I'll be able to run the tests with headless mode with Cypress. And then we can set up our Travis CI to run Cypress headless mode. All right. We can now run Cypress. So they suggest this. I actually suggest npx Cypress open. That opened on the right. Let's bring that over here. All right, so they give us a whole bunch of sort of example tests to use right here. I don't need any of these. So I could leave them in here or I could delete them. It doesn't really matter. And of course, I could run these tests, but I don't really care about that. What I really want to do is come into here and find out where it puts these, which I believe it just puts it into a directory called Cypress. And under integration, here's all these example tests. So we're going to add a new file. Yeah, we're just going to put all of our tests into here. So let's put create account. Create account .spec.js. And it immediately shows up here. If I run this, of course, it hasn't found any tests in here, but it's watching. So here's the browser that it's got open, and I can begin running these. So now it's been a little while since I wrote these, like a couple weeks, so I'm gonna have to remind myself how this works. So we're gonna start with describe. This is gonna be auth. I guess creating an account. Do I need another describe here? You can nest them. So create an account. I want to test that we can create the account. So I think that's fine. We'll do an it now. Not exactly what I wanted. It. Create an account. So I guess we'll do happy path first. Yeah, I think that would work. So we're just gonna hit we can create an account using email and password. All right, so we have a global available to us called sci. So we can do sci dot I think open, and then this will be just a URL for us to go to. So that will be this. So if I only have this in a test and I save it, Sideout open is not a function. Is it URL? Yes. It is a URL. That's not, maybe it's visit. I don't want that browser. I want this browser. I don't think it's the assertions. I need, maybe it's visit. Launching browsers. Sideout visit. That is what it is, isn't it? Yep. Okay. We recommend setting a base URL. Okay. Well, that's. Oh, set a base URL in your Cypress.json file, which I'm not sure we have. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. We need a Cypress.json. Let's see if that exists. It does, and it's empty. All right, well, this one I can put in this local homestead. We'll save this. Is it that one? No, it's this one. No, it's not that one either. Where? Well, that's interesting. It has the VS Code logo. All right, let's try running this again. So now I want side.visit to slash. And it shows, all right, so here's the project idea holder. It's a little bit small maybe, but hopefully you can see it. And what I want to do is have it find this, this create account button. So let's go take a look at what's unique about that. Actually, that's not the create account, that's the top menu component. So it's an A tag, that's a nav. But we have no like IDs or anything else. So what I'm going to do is add a data dash test ID and set this equal to create account button or link. And the reason for this is I don't want to necessarily create an ID if it's not going to be used in the actual code, since this is only being used for the test right now, that's why I'm going to create this. And now what I can do is I don't have to rely upon the structure of the HTML anymore. I can go directly here. So it's data-test ID. I can just copy this entire thing. I know it's an A tag, but I can come back into my spec and then say .get and it's an CSS selector. Okay, so it's trying to find an element that has data-test ID. Okay, so it can't find that. What if I put an A there? Oh, it still can't find the A tag with that. Let me make sure that it, can I visit the dev tools inside of here? Oh, take a look. So it hasn't loaded yet. And that's because while this ran most likely, it didn't refresh the page. So I think I have to come back and rerun these. And now it found it. Okay, so now it's good. It found that link. If I hover over it, I can see that it's highlighted. All right, so now I want to click it. I might as well stop using that. You get down here. Dot click. And that sends us to this page here. So now I want to make sure that this form appears. And I can also, so I can say like, okay, I want this create account to show. I want this with email password to show. These are all stylistic things. I'm mostly concerned with the entire thing working. I'm going to get a video with this, and I can use that to verify that everything looks the way it's supposed to. So that's like potentially different tests to write or look at. All right, so we want to find the this email, display name, and password. I have IDs on them, I believe. This is the create account. Yeah, we have an ID on them. Because we need that for the label. So I can just use those. All right, so we're now here. I can actually verify that our URL, I think. Stacking, hey, good morning. Here we go. I want to verify that the URL is now correct. Okay, so this yields the current URL as a string. And then I could just say, okay, should include. It's not just a regular morning, it is a Monday morning. That is absolutely true. All right, so this is what I want to do here. So side.url, and then we're gonna should include, and then sort of figure out what we want it to be. So back to here, we're going to say, after we click, so dot URL that should include, and we want it to be /users/create. Okay, so we are there, in fact. Now we want to verify that we can get email. So we're now going to get the ID of email, which we do. So we see that. Writing these tests get really easy because of this sort of automatically running as we're saving it and verifying that it's actually happening. We don't have to write very much code before we can get that immediate feedback. And I think it's going to be type. And now I can just type whatever I want. So we can say test email at Brooks. I can't remember if I have Brooks builds. I'll do brookzerker.com. That's not a real email address, so it would bounce if I actually sent something to it. So we'll save that. And it types it in. So now we're going to do the same thing to display name. So .get name .type, and we want to type in here test user, and we're going to get password .type. We'll just do this. So now we have all those things, and I can get this the create account button. So let's make sure that we have the ability to get that easily. Here's the button. There's nothing on here, so let's use another data. So data-test ID equals, and what do I want to put on you? It's really just a create account button, or really just create account. So we learned that we have to just come back here and stop the tests in order for the recompile to actually take effect. But in the meantime, we can now get, I don't even need to do that. I can just wrap these in square brackets, and we're going to do a .click. Save that, and let's run. Oh, the post was canceled. Okay, so let's see what happened. It's not too much. DOM snapshot request canceled. Printed output to my console. So this was the body. This is the headers. It had the XRF token. I should try this again. Oh, it's not recording that. canceled true. I mean, so it's sending it to what seems to be the correct URL. That's a little sad that it's not actually making that it canceled that request. It attempted to go, okay, so post to here, submitting form, and then nothing. I would be a little bit sad if it forces us to mock the request. Check the backend for an error. It's a good point. Let's. I'm actually not looking at the server because it's being run inside of Vagrant. So I guess I'm not actually sure where it would put the error. Maybe into var log. Maybe the syslog. I mean, if it's just like messaging it out, that should put it here. Let's have it rerun this. Nothing there. You know what? Now that we can keep this alive, here's our users canceled. Failed to load response data. So it sent this out. This is all correct. You know, I wonder if it's because the tests ended and it's not waiting for something to happen with that. And I wonder if I need to tell it to like wait for the URL to like go back to slash or an error to appear. What's I wonder if I can put the new error, which is I think it just goes back to slash. I think we want it to just equal slash. So that's still canceled. Timed out retry and expected this to equal slash because it didn't actually go there. So that's a little sad that it didn't do what I wanted it to do. What's really cool is that this is a full This is a full browser, so I can play around with it and like actually try things out. So I can actually add these in here. Come to network, cancel this. So the email's already been taken. So it worked. Like it actually worked in the back end. It's just the front end canceled it. So Cypress is the one that's unhappy with this. And I think the reason is because it's not waiting. It's like ending the test instantaneously and not waiting for us to go back. So I wonder if there's a wait for us. Okay, I don't want to necessarily stub though. Because I wanted to hit the server because I'm testing the server as well. Redirect to a user's page or something and test for that. Well, it does redirect to slash, but it takes a little bit of time. Now they have this wait here. So wait for this to exist. So declaratively wait for requests and responses. So an alias, is this just for a route? I like this. You almost never want to wait an arbitrary period of time. And I agree with that. Just putting a bunch of waits into a test just guarantees that you're going to have really long running tests. Additionally, it's often much easier to use Sideout or Sideout when writing your test code. That sounds interesting. Wait, so can I request timeout when used with an alias wait? I think I need to see like the full wait. Is that down here? Oh, this is the full wait. I want it to wait until the... Does it say have like the other alternative options? An alias route is defined as command and referenced with the @ character. I don't think I want to use those. Request timeout. So overrides the global request timeout for this request, defaults to timeout. Response timeout defaults to timeout. Oh, do I just do wait without anything in it? when giving a time argument. So I don't want to wait for an arbitrary amount of seconds or milliseconds. Wait automatically increments responses. Okay, so timeouts. When used with an alias, Sideout wait goes through two separate waiting periods. The first period waits for a matching request to leave the browser. This duration is configured by, okay, so a 5-second duration. I think that's enough. We're using a 14 complexity salt on bcrypt. So that's the reason why it takes a little bit of time to run the tests. So I probably will need an alias for this. So that means I need this as. All right, just give me aliases. Using .then callback functions to access the previous command values is great. Okay, so you're grabbing the button, then they're having access to that. Do not do this. Oh, so add as is allowing us to share context. So then we have access to it using this keyword. Cypress commands are async, so can't use this until the as command finishes, which I think is the purpose of the wait then. Okay, so Sideout fixtures. As users, and then we can get at users and do that. But I think I'm gonna do the wait. I just don't know what I want to alias. Yeah, so I mean I can create an alias. I just don't know which one I want to create. Because here's this wait on post user. Okay, so Sideout route. Oh, well, so this is a route, which means that they're intercepting the request from Cypress to the server. And I don't want to do that. I want to let it actually go to the server. So this is actually doing a GET request, having Cypress do the GET request, which I also don't want to do. I wonder, what else could I? Is there like a wait for? No, it's just wait. It's just that wait. Have I tested it if you can get the request without having Cypress to do it? Yes, I have. And in fact, I did it within the Cypress window. So I was able to just sort of run this. The request happens, and I get this error back. But what's happening is when Cypress does it, it cancels it because it just sort of ends right then. And so what I want to do is wait for this to finish, the request to end. And so I need to figure out what is the API for the request to end. I don't think it's Sideout request because that seems to be actually sending request out. I'm talking about using the request body part and checking the request. Ooh, okay, so that might be good. Let me see where that was. I want to, yeah. So I want to, we can intercept that and take a look at it. We don't want to stub it. Okay, so these are setting the routes. We're gonna visit, wait for get activities and get messages. Okay, so maybe I do need to take a look at the routes. Manage the behavior of network requests. The question is if you can still get the body the way you're doing it. Yeah. So there's all these different options to route. Thank you. I don't want to supply a response to it. Here's this on response, on request. So without stubbing. So Sideout route to users as get users. Now I can wait for that. That's what I want to do. So let's try this. I think this is going to be at the beginning of this. We're just going to say, okay, Sideout route. Well, we know it's going to be this, a post to /API/users. Which means we also need, how do I tell it? Oh, route. The first thing is post. And then we'll do as create user. You need to be above there. And now I should have access to that in here. So I'm now going to have a wait for at create user. Save that. Oh, Sideout route cannot be invoked before starting the Sideout server. Okay, so I have to do Sideout server. Okay, never mind. Oh, it's still canceled. It's still canceled here. The wait obviously will never work. Found an alias for create wait user. That's up here somewhere. Stubbed no, alias create user, and it's a post to /API/users. So now, once I do that, do I have access to the request body? Now, after I click it, then that's usually when the wait would happen. Now, did it not actually match where I wanted it to go? What was my... So here's where it got sent to. Request URL to /API/users. I guess it doesn't actually say that it was indeed a post in here, unless I'm just not seeing it. I'm surprised it doesn't have like the type. Can't you do a then on a wait for a 202 response? Can can I? I usually thought you're not supposed to do a then on these waits. Because I'm waiting for this. Well, I guess like what I could do is just do the bad way and say, okay, I want to wait for, 5 seconds. It looks like that's what they did in docs. Really? Did I miss that? Let me take a look. If I find .then, so they have a Sideout fixture, which I don't think I need that. That's the only thing they have here. I don't want to force. Okay, so this is basically stubbing the server's response, which again I don't want to do. Sideout route cannot be debugged using Sideout request. Do I need to do something like this, maybe? So if I save that, still canceled on the create user. But this post, so it does see it as the create user. And then we're waiting for it to happen, but it cancels here. I wonder if it's just easier to Google this. So Cypress form post canceled. Uh-oh, now I'm not getting out of Cypress stuff. So this doesn't seem to help me too much. Like this is prevent a form from canceling. I don't want it to do that. Yeah, that's like preventing it from doing stuff. This is a long... Oh, a long thing with no answers. So I'm wondering if I would put Sideout wait and actually have a number in it, if that would work. I'm guessing not. I mean, and just saying, okay, you are a static number. Let's say wait for 5 seconds. Yes, this still cancels. So the XHR is canceling at this click. All right, let's go take a look at the network side of things. I mean, so this has the XHR. I can't tell if they're stubbing it. Oh wait, do I need to do this as part of this? No, I don't think so, because it's all part of the same test. Okay, so I see, here's your dot then. Then we have access to the XHR here. I wonder if we can log this. Wait nesting, is this where you just happen to be? No. But this, I think this is what you were talking about. Getting access to the XHR. So if I wait for create user dot then XHR, and I just wanted to Sideout log this XHR. I mean, so here's printed in my console. So here is this XHR canceled true though. So it cancels before the wait happens. You have no page, you're on where, oh no. Well, thanks for looking though. This is getting canceled regardless. Now, I guess I could. So it's waiting on this, but the post was canceled. Matched URL for this. So it did match. Stubbed no. And the request. And no response. I think that's our problem here. Now, do I need to end this and start a new one with like Sideout wait? I don't think I need to, but no, same problem. So it doesn't matter if I put them together or separate. It just instantaneously cancels. Okay, so here's a kitchen sink. So these are the default options on server. Delay. That doesn't seem to be anything about a cancel. And if it timed out, that'd be different. Yeah, but this is a Sideout request. So it's actually just sending a request to the server, which is different than what I want to do. So they're clicking this. I guess I could try this. So Sideout wait, get comment it status should equal, and then 201. So let's, okay, Sideout wait, dot its status should equal 201. Still canceled, so it's gonna wait for this, but it times out because this never actually finished. And it does see these as alias together. But I wonder if I need to set up the server properly. Kotoli, hello. Are you late? We have until 8:15 or so we've got a little bit of time. Let's see what I want to see what my server options are. So, server. So delay for stubbed responses, stubbed. Okay, no arguments. Any request that does not match a Sideout route will pass through to the server. So wait, is this? I mean, that's giving me the alias though. But this is for stubbed stuff. That's not what I want. Sideout server cannot time out. So I don't think, yeah, that doesn't seem to be what I want. Was it? Yeah, we have no idea stacking where that weight was. Or sorry, the dot then with the weight. Let's full screen this. Is that stubbing still? I mean, I guess if I have to, but like part of like the big reason of using Cypress is that I don't want it to. I want it to actually run and test everything and be a full integration test. I guess it's more of like XHR. Aborted. That's not true for me. Is it showing as aborted? No, it's showing as canceled. Maybe it is aborted. Pollux, hello. Good morning. I mean, so it does abort the XHR requests between tests, but that's not what I'm going for. Do I know functional programming and TypeScript? I mean, so functional programming is functional programming, right? So it's possible to do in all the languages. I've done some functional programming in TypeScript before, not anything like super serious. So, sort of. I don't think this is helping. This is a really hard one to Google. Functional programming in all language. Well, okay, that's true. I should restate that. Functional programming in languages that support functions as first-class citizens. How about that? Would you guide you how to start? I would recommend the fun function videos. So he has, let me see if I go to fun function. He does stream on Twitch. I haven't actually seen any of those, but so he has a playlist, functional programming in JavaScript. This one. Don't need the advertisement. I would there's 12 videos in this. I would recommend watching this. Those are excellent videos, and it doesn't really matter what language they are. If you're going for TypeScript, even though he's using JavaScript, the ideas are what's the most important. And then the other thing is ignore anybody who tells you need to worry about math with functional programming, because that's one of the biggest things that I hear people getting gatekeepy about functional programming. And functional programming is super simple to get into, and then it ramps up, but you can start very, very easily. I think I'm going to, at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to figure out what's going on right now. So I am probably, I know somebody who's super good at Cypress. So I think I'm going to reach out to them and ask them what I'm doing wrong. But Lambda functions come from trigonometry, so you must know trig before you can use it. I know. So I guess minor story time. I was at a Rust meetup last year, and I walked out into a hallway, and there was a bunch of developers that they were talking about Rust development and doing things. I was like, I don't think I can do that right now. You were all much better than me at this point in time. And I overheard them talking about how they don't do any functional programming in Rust at all, because they're doing object-oriented sort of patterns in Rust, because they don't have the math skills to learn functional programming. So why even, they just don't even feel like they can start. And that was sort of are you kidding me? You can start. Just go. Getting started with functional. Oh, when you read blog posts like this, you get nothing. I know Dev 2. That should be fine. You'll talk about type classes and instances. Okay. So looking at this, I know when they're talking about type classes and instances and other things, I think the problem is that it's above your ZPD. So I guess now ZPD, zone of proximal development. And there's this idea that if you're sort of think about it, treading water when it comes to education and trying to learn and do things. So if the water level is down below you, then you're essentially standing on the ground. You're not having to do any work, and therefore you're not growing. If it's above your head, you're drowning, and you're not really able to concentrate on getting better. You're only concentrating on not dying. And if it's like right around your neck level, you're having to do some work to keep above the waterline, but you're not that worried about dying. So you get stronger essentially. So how do you widen your ZPD? It's not really about widening your ZPD. It's about getting into this narrow, uncomfortable level. And so if this article is not is just like overwhelming, that all that really means that you have to find another resource that's within your ZPD, and then go that. They can come back to this later, and you'll probably have leveled up by then. I guess think about it like an RPG game where you start off and you're level 1. If you walk into like a level 10 area, you're just going to get murdered. But if you fight all the rats and the boars and everything else, and you do all the boring fetch requests or fetch quests, then you'll level up, and now you can go to the more exciting areas, which feel just as difficult, but that's because you're now stronger. Yeah, so try the fun function videos. I think those will help. All right. Well, this is also me. Thank you, Stacking. This is also me just being very sort of avoiding this because I'm unable to figure out this problem on stream live, which is really sad. I was kind of hoping that I would get this working. How about the book, The Functional Light Programming? I don't know. I haven't read that one. I have. Oh, by Getify. Well, if it's by Getify, then I would recommend it, even though I haven't heard it, because I like Getify a lot. Getify, also known as Kyle Simpson, who wrote the You Don't Know Anything About JavaScript, or You Don't Know JavaScript books. Yeah, something like that. There's also a functional programming in JavaScript book, which a coworker of mine in a past job told me was excellent. But I have not read it myself. Yeah, as for this, I think what I'm going to do is sort of leave it here. All of this stuff is working up until this click. Then suddenly it decides it's not going to work anymore. I don't think it needs to be something like bringing it down inside of here. Oh, interesting. Why won't you? Okay, dot. There you go. Yeah, it's still canceled. So, yeah, I'm going to send a message off to, I don't know if I want to send, I might send it just to a group of people that I know that use Cypress a lot, and sort of ask them what is going on and what did I do wrong. And then next time on Wednesday, we can go over what they said. I'm sure that it's something silly that I'm doing. I mean, it's not stub. I guess I could stub it. So what is that where I give it an object? Yeah, take a look at this. That works. So because it's stubbed, it doesn't cancel it. So I need to figure out how to make it so that this route, and even when I don't do this, it cancels immediately. So, all right, let's get this code on up there. All right, this also, I don't need, well, I don't think I need any of these tests. Let's take a look. This is like the full API. That's not what I want. Also, those failed, which is not the best sign. Network requests. So here's this Sideout request. So it visits here. It's not a post though. I don't know if that makes any difference. Anyways, I can just go ahead and leave. I think I'm just going to get rid of all these examples. So let's come up here. We're in integration test. I'm going to right click on the example and delete it. Move to trash. Where does it put this in here? I guess. So you can configure Cypress to take videos or create PNGs or JPEGs of each page, and they would show up somewhere around here. But I'm not going to worry about that. So until then, here's all the things that we created or updated. We're just going to say creating tests, not working right now. And save that and push this on up. And let's grab that code and share it in chat. All right, so that's where the code is living. Feel free to sort of take a look at it. If you know what I did wrong or have an idea of how to fix it, you can either leave an issue on this repo, or you can send me a tweet. I guess those are the easiest ways to sort of like send a comment. I guess there's a comment on the YouTube video also. It's harder to leave comments on the Twitch videos. I don't know. I know you can do Twitch comments after the fact. Like if you're watching it afterwards. I don't know if I get notified if you do that though, so I may miss it. Besides that, I don't really have anything else. I'm doing these programming before work streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 6:45 Mountain Time until 8:15. And then obviously I'm heading off to work. So the next stream will be on Wednesday. I'm also archiving these all up onto YouTube. I've got links to YouTube down below. And also I tweet out when I'm going to be streaming, usually the night before for these morning streams, and then also right when it starts. So if you want to get notified of the next time I stream, please follow me and all the places. With that being said, I don't really have anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and call it for the morning. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I will attempt to do the same, and I'll see you all next time.